Hit the like button. Wait, so what's the crown thing anyways? Like I say the crowns in chat. How did y'all get those? Is this like a YouTube thing or what? Crown number 3, crown number 3, crown number 1 circus. What is all this by your name? Just being active? How do y'all get that? Just by participating? Oh, cool. It's like a YouTube thing. So number 1 is like chatter number 1 or chatter number 2. What's the different rankings? This is what I don't understand. Welcome back to the stream, you guys. We're here live for the afternoon. Trading with Matt. Flushing those gurus like they're doo-doo. All right, let's go. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Okay, make my tummy feel funny. Alright guys, so we're gonna see if we finish up this day. Been nice and bullish, but I'd love to see if this day were somehow to fade out and I get another hedge pressure long today. That'd be absolutely awesome. Guys, don't forget the like button really quick. First, what's up? Hit the like button. Thank you guys. Welcome back. What's going on? What's up, guys? What's up, Renee? What's up, Mid? Someone get subbed to the channel, you guys. You don't see a crown? You guys don't see the crowns, only I can see it? I thought I talked a lot before I get ready. LOL. Yeah. The trading tool. What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome. Yeah, you don't see a crown. Oh, so like next to helpful, you have a crown number 1. Next to financial Fred, crown number 3. God, I love that song so much. You guys have written like so many awesome songs for the channel. By the way, if you submit a song to our song submission channel, like an AI song, we'll enter our contest. We're going to do this in 2 weeks. So essentially get your submissions in. Everyone write an AI song. If we use your song for the stream, we'll draw, we'll have like a bracket where we narrow it down and we'll give out lifetime for people that win. And there's been like the first time around was really fun. We had all the different hit the like button, all the songs we had. This time around, it's like the stakes are so much higher. The songs are like 1,000 times more like inside joke, bet. I mean, like the first round was great. This time people are being twice as creative. It's fun listening to all the songs somebody wrote. I listened to earlier today, somebody made an avocado toast song. These are like very Rocket Scooter specific, Matt specific, iDoc specific. Now Mike Hawk wrote, I always like saying his name, wrote an actual song, which of course I don't want to play on my funded TV because it's probably not safe for work, but let's listen to The Tale of Slightly Fatter Matt. I'm sure YouTube's going to ban my channel after this. Well, let's see what it says. Oh, it's talking about the fake Matt. Oh, it's about the bots. Okay. This is what it is. So he's basically like about the fake Mats that message you in Discord, right? So in Discord, there's always, like in social media, you're always gonna see like a million different, there's always imposters of your favorite social media person trying to message you about like scam crypto rooms and stuff, Telegram channels. I look like Slimer from Ghostbusters, dude. Oh, that's so funny. Like I said, they've gotten so much more insight on the jokes. This is so funny. They hit so home. JD Vance meets Shrek. That's actually pretty funny. All right, you guys, we usually goof off to get the stream going, but those of you who came up from My Fun to TV, welcome to the channel. We'll talk some technical stuff in a little bit. Questions you have for the platform or me, I can walk you guys through whatever. Arm up your questions. So this is making fun of the idea that there's like imposter Discord accounts of all your favorite influencers. So this is like the guy that's like, hello, I'm Matt, join my Telegram channel. That's the joke. Are we still talking about pie? This guy is. Stole my credit card. That's so funny. That's a really funny song, dude. That's hilarious, bro. Because you guys know, like, that's one of my video things is like, slightly fatter Matt wants you to succeed. He'll lead you to the green. Other Matt's cool platform. Calls it slash Mester. Slightly matter of fact calls it slash Mester instead of hedge pressure. So again, never message people that are going to come. I don't message you in Discord, so don't engage with the slightly fatter green Mats with the red eyes. It just cuts off, whatever. That's funny. Yeah, Matt will never message you. This Matt will message you asking you to join his Telegram channel, but that's actually really funny. So this is the song submission thing you guys are doing for funny songs or whatever, inside jokes. We play them all the time on the stream. It's really, really hilarious, the stuff you guys come up with. Slightly fatter Matt. Yeah, so that's an ode to the fake Matt accounts that come on that try to get you to sign up for some Telegram channel and oops, they stole your credit card. Apparently you get free lifetime if you report them to Slacks, according to the song. Oh, it's funny. Looks like Stingray from Cobra Kai. That kind of does. That is funny. We're going red into the day. I honestly, I'm gonna tell you guys, today's gonna close green. But the thing is that on days like this, I've seen it happen plenty of times where like the market just somehow like dies for like an hour or maybe two. And if this happens, I'm back in here. I'd love to see that. I don't want to go. I'm not going to chase this last little tail end. We had this big like over push to fill the gap. And even if the market does sell, I'm just going to chill. I'll grab long here and I'll grab long there. And that's basically what I'm waiting for. And I might take it just in my MyFunded account because that's really the only one that's got some room to trade on. But really appreciate you guys showing up. If you guys don't do me a favor, smash the like button here, give us some love here. And questions you guys have, I came up from MyFunded TV, but feel free to ask me any questions you have. Kind of do the same thing here, live trading. Like, you know, there's going to be songs about, you know, business loans and Arby's sandwiches and, you know, the Russian mafia. There's just like, oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Oops. Let me put that back in there. So now I'm waiting for a pullback just in case I get something. Let me find my reach what you guys are saying here. But that's just an example of one of the actual end of the day. Like at the end of the day, we're having this little music contest and you guys are all welcome to enter it. Funny, whatever funny concept you're gonna come up with. Looks like one of the ghosts from Casper kind of does, right? Tips for sticking with my system. It's a loaded question. I trade with high volume pivots and I just wait for setups. I use my confluence called Greater Market to tell me if I'm bullish or bearish today. Greater Market's a very easy system of confluence with stocks. Number one is I use that ratio there. If that ratio is greater than half, it means the stocks are being hedged bullish, which we are clearly in a bull market. I look for the SPY being above monthly hedge pressure, which also shows monthly hedging. This is all time frame, so this is like the now. This is like 1 month out. And then SPY is definitely above, and NASDAQ is above monthly hedge pressure. So we're good. It's that orange line. So on the now scale, we're bullish. On the month scale, we're bullish. And then another thing is we call monthly maps, which is another indicator that we have. And monthly maps is an indicator that allows me to see a 3-month outlook on the index based on the options landscape. It's one part of Rocket Scooter that's kind of takes a little bit. We have a class on it, but essentially what you're looking for is, are we currently trading in a dark gray box? If it's dark gray each day, then it's bullish at this level. So this is bullish all the way through the end of September. And as long as the bottom of these dark grays are sloping down like this, and it's getting more bullish. So monthly maps is like the 3-month outlook, which is also bullish. Bullish, bullish, bullish. All three are bullish. So I'm primarily focusing on my bull setups more than anything. I haven't shorted in like a month. Literally, I haven't pushed a short button in a month. We added up on my funded stream today. I'm up $67,000 in profit this month alone. The month is halfway over. I'm up 40 in Tradeify. I'm up 20 in Funded Next, and I'm up 7,000 something in my MyFunded account. So just those three alone. So all longing. It's been incredibly profitable, but just because the market hasn't been bearish, I've been very lucky that the longs have played out. But I usually just get on the right side of the market and stay with it. So I short when markets need to be shorted, but I don't short in the middle of a bull market. Like if it's going to fall, I'm not like, let me try to short this. I'm like, okay, where can I be the first bull back in at the party? Some of you guys had questions from earlier. Let me see. Do I look like Ryan Reynolds in Just Friends? Oh, well, thank you. A handsome devil he is. All right. Larry said, what I recommend on a 50K account as far as risk with Rocket Scooter. So 50K account, there's a spreadsheet that we give that talks about position sizing. In general, you need to, I do a rule of thumb, which says that when I buy my accounts, I give myself 3 days to blow up and then 2 trades per day. And so what that does is it gives me 6 attempts to blow up the account over a 3-day period. If your drawdown, for example, is, I'm going to make up a number, $3,000 total drawdown, then I can lose 1,000 a day. Okay. Right. To meet this. And 2 trades a day would mean that I can do 500 per trade. And with that, I use the following math. I look for when I enter a trade at the right spot, only at the right spot, I'll take 40 points of loss for a stop on NASDAQ and 10 on the ES. And the idea is how much I can budget is how much I'm allowed to lose. So if I have $500, I'm allowed to lose $500 a trade. 40 points on NASDAQ is $800 a contract. So I'm clearly over the limit. I need to be in about 5 micros. On S&P, $500 is 10 points. 1 micro is fine. So about, essentially a NASDAQ, 5 to 7 micros in this example is good. And then 1 ES E-mini is good for this. It gives me 6 trades to blow up on this example. So again, the 2 rule and 3 rule is just my own rule. You decide your budget on what you're willing to spend a month, how often you're willing to blow up, how often you're going to be willing to replace your trade. Some people are like, I'm willing to blow it up today. So you trade as aggressively as you want to keep buying the accounts, right? And that's really what to do. Can I use the Shrek as a new profile pic? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Folks say that ICT plus Rocket Scooter is a great combo. Yeah, people say that they weren't profitable with ICT stuff, so they started adding Rocket Scooter pivots to the core of their framework and then using ICT's momentum. Basically, it's using it to confirm the breakouts to support. If you hit bear zone top and you long, all of a sudden you get a fair value gap and it supports, and then you hang it on the long. It's double confluence. People like that. Sticking with my system is very simple. I find high volume pivots and I trade them and I set appropriate stop loss. It's not really complicated what I do. My stop loss in non-volatile environment is 10 points ES, 40 points NASDAQ below a high volume pivot. In a volatile environment, which we haven't had in a while, I use the largest 1-minute candle that you see over the last hour as the amount of allowable volatility I have to stop. So if like candles are moving like 60 points in NASDAQ every minute, then I'll use 60 points as a stop loss. We only really see that in crash markets. So when will the updated Rocket platform be released with the updating in seconds and minutes? We have the prototype now, which looks good. He needs to still do the walls and stuff. So I would say plus that, plus the UI elements, we need to do the liquidity map for futures and have the liquidity map up here. And so I'd say I'd give it another week. We got the test from the test server that showed the updating and it works really well. And then of course there's a the algorithm that's going to update it frequently based on where you are near the equation or near the level. Is there one day I don't trade at all? No, I trade every day. And if there's news coming, I usually sit out into the news. I'm not usually betting into the news unless I have a good reason to, which is rare. This indicator you get from Rocket Scooter platform. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. Yeah. What I think of Ross Cameron's trading strategy, I don't know what his trading strategy is. I haven't, I knew that guy was pumping penny stocks a decade ago and then he got fined or something and now he's trading something different probably. But I don't know what his strategy was other than buy a penny stock and promote it to 500,000 people. Now he has a different strategy now, and that's kind of cool. I just lost faith in trying to learn from that guy. Anybody that pumps penny stocks is usually not something I'll ever want to pay attention to. It's not really trading. It's more just influencing, right? You influence other people's decisions to buy. After you buy, it's going to go up. And I wouldn't say there's any technical reason the strategy like that would work. Now, again, I haven't seen the guy in stuff in 10 years, so I don't know if he's still doing it. But if he's still trading stocks less than $10, it's gimmick. You can't replicate it unless you have a big Discord. Nice. I don't know what he does now. Back in the day, they all pumped penny stocks. Is it still the same? Oh yeah, it's a gimmick. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. It's an automatic loss. His design is to funnel money to his pocket from yours, while teaching for free and pretending to be a community. It's a scheme that there's a reason these guys get pinched and fined by the SEC. His own student Jason Bond and Jeff Bishop that came out of his room got their business shut down for doing the same thing. And Ross trained them on how to do this. All right, yeah, don't go near it. How do I know when to trade all your accounts and when to take a few? How to scale with multiple? Right, there's no science to that other than I take my accounts with more fat enter first. If I have 2 pivots nearby, I plan to get in all of them at some point. I'll maybe usually put I used to like my second entry have more than my first. So if I have 10 accounts, I might put 3 at the first one or 4, and then 6 or 7 on the second one. Usually if I hit all my accounts, it's I'm at a monthly hedge pressure or a bear zone top, and that's usually the only time I'll hit all of them. When I have 2 nearby, I'll sometimes split it up. If you've got BLU and you're at hedge pressure and it's your only long that you got, I'll hit all of them. Yeah. Where I get this indicator from, you have to buy it from the platform and the link is in the description below. Do I trade the Asia session? I do sometimes if I do get a pivot that I like we have these overnight pivots and I'll hit them. But usually I'm not trying to force myself to trade at night. I'll usually set alarms, and if I hit the pivot, I'll if I do hit the pivot, then what I'll end up doing is I'll go over there and check my platform and then maybe make a trade if the pivot happens to happen. But I'm not sitting there and watching. I usually try to spend time with family and do stuff outside of trading. So I do well enough throughout the day. I don't need to really push it overnight. Only if I get a setup, I can't I don't want to miss. Is Ross Cameron still pumping dumps? People are saying, okay. Tim Sykes. Yeah, Tim Sykes kind of started Jordan Belfort started the whole thing of it. And then after Wolf of Wall Street came out, that inspired people like Tim Sykes. He started his room doing the same thing. And then Ross Cameron came out of that room. Then Jason Bond and Jeff Bishop came out of his room and they all started their own pyramids. They all trained each other. And the student became the master, just like the Sith. And then they went out there and continued the thing. But yeah, there's no strategy whatsoever. If it's a stock less than $10 and the word low float is there, the job is influence as many people as you can. That's it. It's an influencer game. And the goal is continuous promotion to have people watch. So they're always churning out free shit, free community, free Discord. It's free because we're charity and we don't sell you anything. They don't sell you anything. They sell their influence, and the influence makes the stock go up and they make the money because they're in first. And you're basically racing against them and the other people in the Discord. So if you're in that Discord and want to make money, you pay the guy to give you a head start, and you can be a piece of shit like him, like everyone else running it, and pay them to give you the information first. And then you can also be a piece of shit, but you'll win. But that's how you win. So you want to know their strategy, get in the circle. Now, again, you're an absolute piece of shit if you do that, but that's how you win. If you're following the advice, you're racing against all the other people there. So yeah. That's getting it quickly. Yeah. So free is just to draw you in, and then they promote, and then you buy. It's a scheme as old as time, but I mean, Wolf of Wall Street, I mean, that's how they made their money, pumping stocks. They got arrested for owning, what was it? Steve Madden, and then they promoted it. And they owned 90% of the supply, and they didn't tell people. Oh yeah. What's my position size for Tradeify 150K account? No more than 2 NASDAQ contracts and no more than 4 S&P contracts. And my average is about 1 on NASDAQ and 2 on S&P on average. And I'm not trading news either. I don't like to trade the news. Yeah. Can I analyze platinum for kicks? What is this ETF for platinum? Does anybody know? I could pull up a liquidity map if you have an ETF for platinum. I don't subscribe to COMEX futures, so I don't have the platinum data feed, but I can pull up an ETF if there is one. Do people use market profile theory with this? It replaces market profile theory. It's a better version of that. We actually can forecast a volume profile a day in advance. Using a volume profile shows you previous volume. We can show you where volume will be before the day is taken off. As an example, right? Here's NVIDIA. Let me just pull up some stocks. I'll show you guys a cool trick, right? So NVIDIA has high volume pivots anywhere. Let me show you this. So what we actually created was a way to get 1 day ahead of volume profile. You want the volume profile before it happened? Let me show you something cool, okay? Again, this is Mathemagics. Let me go ahead and add, let me pull an NVIDIA chart up. Let me show you something very cool. Volume profile, right? It shows you where volume aggregates a certain price over time. And it's very cool. It's useful, but it's showing you yesterday's volume, right? Before it happened. And let me just go ahead and do this chart, automatic day. Let's do 1 day volume profile, tick size. Okay. Okay, so I'm adding a 1 day volume profile right now. And you can see that as the trading day has taken off, you will see that there's volume distributed through here. And then tomorrow you will use, this makes, so far I'm like explaining this to you guys, right? So it's like tomorrow, for example, you will use 165 and 164 as key levels tomorrow. But today, you didn't know that volume would be there because when the day starts, none of this is there. It takes all day for this to develop out, right? So what we did was we can actually show you where volume will be at the start of the day. So 9:30 today, let me just show you, I love doing this trick. I'm gonna get you guys to throw me some random stocks. But as you see, the white box is high volume and the orange pivot is high volume. 165 and 162.5, right? And it should be no coincidence to you that at 9:30 we know that. We know that this is high volume node. And that this is high volume node as well. And look how the volume profile developed by the end of the day. And you knew that at 9:30. We get a day ahead of volume profile. That's why we invented this, to get a day ahead of volume profile. We use options and opening and closing protocol and arbitrage to find volume when it happens. Wait, somebody says, why would I buy the course of someone who promotes her on a 15-day win streak? You ever heard of franchising? Like if I open a $1 million business, I would open up 15 more. I mean, being a millionaire is cool and all, but I mean, like, don't you want to make more money? You're on an 11-day streak and started trading last month. Let's see you bragging on the internet. Well, you're bragging in a YouTube channel. This is you bragging on the internet. Congrats on your 11-day streak, bro. Mods, don't block this guy. Let him troll. I like having multiple millions, I guess. That's probably why. But yeah, don't buy my course, guys, because it's only $1 a class, and I really need that to pay my mortgage. You know what I'm saying? And you need to get everything except real-time data. Yeah, thank you, Ryan, for answering the question. So type it. I want you to type a ticker in chat, you guys. Type in one ticker right here. So does everybody see like NVIDIA has high volume here? So I'll show you guys the trick. Type a ticker you want me to do, and I'll tell you on the left, I will draw the volume profile before it happened, and then we'll compare to the right to see if I'm right. Something cool, okay? Somebody typed in some things, JP Morgan. Okay, so when I can look at JP Morgan, I can tell you just by looking at the chart where volume would have accumulated. Now this one's not as easy to see because we didn't really get close to it, but you're gonna have some high volume node here, roughly 287, 285. I'm gonna say is your point of control. 287, 287.50, JP Morgan. And I'm just reading where the pivots will be, okay? 287 to 287.50 is what I said the point of control would be. And here's 287.50. There it is. Close enough, right? All right, next one. I'll get pretty much all of these right. And again, I'm just looking at the left side. I'm gonna tell you what the volume profile will be to the right. So I'm about to impress the shit out of all of you guys. Okay, don't type anymore though. Stop, there's like enough of them to stop typing, because I don't want to lose the chat. But here, this one's a little hard to see because we really interacted with just two places. But 272.5 is going to be a high volume node, and so will 274. 272.5 is where the volume started picking up, and 274 is the peak right there. So there's the volume. Now, it's not necessarily the point of control, but it is a high volume pivot predicted from this. Okay, so tomorrow you've got high volume there as well. Not necessarily going to the exact point of control, right? But I will show you where the high volume nodes will be before the day. So this is printed at 9:30 before the day even happens. So you know a map of where volume nodes can possibly play out if you pass through them. A couple more. Somebody said Uber. Okay, I'll just do these live. Uber is fairly nice. This one is very easy and very clean to see. Uber is going to have its most of its high volume node right below 94.5 today. So this is tomorrow's volume profile. And right below 94.5, here's 94.5. There's 94.5, and it's right below 94.5. And there's your 94.5 level. Okay. You guys do a couple more? It's fun. So what I do is I know where the volume pivots will likely be tomorrow. Palantir. Okay, one more. Palantir, we won't have a good read because we didn't interact with any of these pivots, unfortunately. So Palantir is kind of trading randomly. And so Palantir is likely to be distributed randomly with no real easy to read distribution. It's going to be kind of random. And as you see with Palantir today, it's pretty random. There's not like an easy to read distribute, but I know that. I know it's not going to be defined very well. Coin. Okay, one more. So the idea is what we're doing is we're utilizing the fact that there's going to be volume here due to hedging, volume here from opening, closing mechanics, and therefore it's going to be creating opportunities, right, for the market to accumulate volume. So coin, obviously 392 is the key level. Sorry, 392.5 is the key level to support. We've been supporting around it. You'll start to see volume growth around the 392.5. And then around here, it'll just be like developed around 392.5. And you can see 392.5 starts right here. And then there's the developing volume around it. It's kind of neat, right? So the idea is that you can understand if you can predict volume, you're now a day ahead. See, this volume profile, people are going to have now to make trades tomorrow using this tomorrow. You have a day in advance where you know volume nodes are likely here and here before the profile even happened. And that was the reason we developed liquidity maps, was just like we develop anything else. Can we get ahead of this? So somebody's saying, if I was a profitable day trader, I want to be on YouTube farming commission from his loser students. Oh, now this guy's attacking you guys. When I didn't bite, now you guys are all losers. So let me tell you something kind of cool, right? Here, why do I get on YouTube every day? Let's just be real. All right. Why do I do this every day? Very good question. I love teaching. I love helping. I love building community. Well, I love it's a business, right? So let me tell you what's kind of cool. I'm a trader. Millions of dollars to my name. I build Rocket Scooter. Millions more dollars to my name. I build Rocket Place. Millions more ideas to my name. I built one of the biggest brands in futures. More millions of dollars to my name. It's just expanding this way. It's for more money. Like, why would I do it? My brand is worth $1 million. I get offers from prop firms to pay me $100,000 a month to just talk about them on my stream. And you may be a fucking idiot not to take that money. And that's why I do it. Like, millions from farming commissions off losers? No. Yeah, but not losers. But what? More money is more money. I think if you're on My Fun at TV, we add up earlier. I think I made 60,000 this month so far. Is this the guy from yesterday? The guy that got cooked? All right, just leave this guy alone. Let's just blind. This is the guy that got cooked yesterday. All right, I'm going to put him in timeout, but I'm only going to put him in timeout for 10 minutes. I'm going to give him a chance to cool off. But what you're going to do is, like, I'd like for you to stand in the corner and put your nose against it, right? And I want you to think about what you did. And you're not getting your dinner, and so you come out and apologize to all these people you call losers. Only most of them are losers, okay? Some of them are winners here. I'm with you. I don't like most of them either, but don't call them names. Be nice. Okay. The point of predicting and finding volume is what we do here. And that's kind of what the point of what it is. But I mean, not gonna be transparent. Why do I stream all day? Well, it's a multi-million-dollar brand. I mean, why would I not? Every minute I'm on stream, we calculated every day that I'm on stream is about like $8,000 to $10,000 a day just by streaming. Why I start streaming every other day? Well, I mean, divide that by an hour. It's like $1,000 an hour. I mean, I'm not, you guys are too stupid for me to pretend oh, it's charity. I love doing it. I wouldn't insult your intelligence that way. It's clearly a business. Like, Why would somebody say, why would you run a business? Well, you always have a business to make money. And there's, you know, I'm so transparent about that. I wouldn't even hide that fact from you guys. Like, y'all would, if I tried to feed you some bullshit story, you guys wouldn't buy it. Y'all are all really smart here. We get the smart people in here. That's why I stream. It makes me more money than not doing it. So that's why anybody would do it. I think people are like, oh ho, look at me. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I figured out some big secret. He's doing this to make money. Yeah, I'll tell you straight up. My stream gives me about $10,000 a day just from streaming through all the ad revenue and the affiliate revenue and all kind of stuff. There's no reason I do it for 3 extra hours for 3,000 extra bucks. I would be insulting people's intelligence if I said otherwise. You guys are too smart to understand that I'm, oh no, I do take passion with what I do. I'm not going to say wrong. I love teaching. I love helping. That's why I'm so informative on the stream. I could just sit here and, you know, goof off and whatever, but I do go out of the way to teach you guys because I really do like doing that. But IRS wants to know your location. But yeah, there's no hiding that. Why is if he does so well trading, why does he stream? Well, if your coffee shop does so well, why would you open 50,000 more Starbucks? Well, it's called parallel scaling. And while guys in timeout, I teach them a business principle of parallel scaling. I now have 17 streams of revenue. Most of them are revolving around trading. And I have to do very little work to make more money in the other parallel streams. It's like smart business. I don't know. How long do I have trading? I usually trade just all day. Usually, how long I've been trading? About 15 years. So, but we also, you know, we take the revenue that we make and we build a trading platform with it. We pay employee salaries. I mean, we have a huge staff here, and it's not just like, I think people forget that we're not just like a one-man show. It's not just me sitting here trying to pump a trading Discord. I don't have a trading Discord that I sell. We have staff. There's developers. There's developers with families who pay their salaries. We have 22 people that we pay monthly to, and this is their livelihood. They build this platform. They run the community. They run customer service. They make videos. They make ads. They make marketing. They do customer service, tech support. And this is the livelihood of a bunch of really honest, hardworking people as well. And so, yeah, we draw on a significant revenue, but we also give back to the community through tons of giveaways, and we also pay people's salaries, and it's a team effort here. And we also providing a substantial service to the industry as well. So it is what it is. Somebody said they haven't had a red day since you discovered the boot camp. Well, awesome, bro. Yeah, you thought Matt is the only YouTube content creator who streams 10 hours a day just for charity. There's always somebody saying, look, some dude is trying to troll me yesterday, and that's probably him again today. He got cooked. You guys cooked him, and I feel so bad because, I mean, this guy's so well done. This steak is so well done. It's congratulations. This motherfucker is burnt to a crisp. Y'all were so mean to him in the comments. But, like, I appreciate y'all rushing to defend what we do here. It's kind of nice, but I think people that see you get big and they're not get a little mad. I don't know. Who cares? They can be them. I was trying to be friendly with everybody, but it is what it is. Any giveaways today? Maybe. Maybe we will. What plan would I recommend to start with Rocket Scooter? Oh, we only have one plan. That's just one plan with the platform. They have like monthly and yearly subscription options, but the monthly is pretty much where everybody starts. Check it out. So what our goal here was, we set up a way to, can we become more efficient as traders by finding volume? That's really what the platform design was to do. And, you know, the idea became, as I started with, you know, I used to trade with all kinds of technical analysis and stuff when I got started, and it really wasn't working too well. And I found out that I was trying to predict which direction market was going, and it really isn't working too well for me. In hindsight, the market's very random. And the idea was, can I predict volume instead? And can we use certain technical like pieces of the market structure that are consistent? An example is margin requirements are based on a specific range. And so margin requirements are a calculation. Calculations are consistent. We came up with the risk interval concept and a bunch of other things that are based on a mechanical part of the market that's consistent. And so could I use that to find volume? What's important with finding volume is it means that if I'm right or wrong on the trade, which I discussed today in my funded TV, it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong, because you're going to be right or wrong the right amount of times. But so often you're wrong because, I mean, you're right on the trade, but you're right from the wrong place. Let me explain what that is. Just for the sake of argument, pretend that this orange line holds 90% of days. So 90% of days you close above this orange line, just to say this in general. As in, the hedge pressure is so strong, it takes a whole army of, selling volume to break through it, which again, on ideal conditions, it's closer to 90%. On non-ideal, it's actually 74%. That's what the backtest stated. So as you see, the market's having a hard time breaking through this high volume buffer right here. Okay, so that's pretty good, right? But it's still random, like it broke and unbroke and bounced around and then it took off. But the idea is because I know that the fight is here with the high probability that it goes there, my highest, do you guys so far understand? My highest probability and most ideal bet is to take a long, but to take a long from here. Most people think that trading is, apart from position management, most people think that trading is, do I long or short? But it's missing the biggest part of the equation is, do I long or short from where? Not just get in on the direction, ride the wave, but where, like from here. Here is more important than long or short. This is infinitely more important than what you pick to do there. But here is super important because you know you're wrong very close to here and you're wrong small and out quick. That's called being right from the wrong spot and being wrong. Being right from the right spot and being wrong from the right spot. Say you decided to short on the same premise at the same place. You bounced off of this and you decided to short. And then you give yourself a 10-point stop in the S&P and then you close your short right there because you're like, well, 10 points is it and I'm done. That's it. You bet that this was the place where the volume would be, check, and then you just pick the wrong side and you're out quick. What I call entry efficiency is what I call it, is so good because even though you were wrong from the right spot. And when you are wrong from the right spot, you were always wrong small. Every single time. Being wrong from the right spot is so crucial to profitability that you have no idea that it's more crucial than picking long or short to begin with. That is the most crucial component. Being wrong from the right spot means you will always be wrong small because you set a stop loss very close to that right spot and then you're out quick. Make sense? So the idea is, can I find where volume will be so that I can make sure that my trading efficiency, my entry efficiency is better? Because sometimes you guys market will move here and you chase the long here, you're long, which is the right direction. You're right from the wrong spot and then you stop out and then you lose a trade. And you're like, shit, I'm wrong. And then it starts to move and starts to move and starts to move. And then you get back in right at the same spot. And then it dives again. And then you panic sell. And then you took 2 losses and ultimately the trade moves. Like this is what most people do. Let me get in on the long. Oh crap. I'm losing. Okay, let me stop out. Whew. Okay, God. Looks like it's selling. Okay, good. Okay, good. Wait, it's moving. It's moving. Okay, well, let me long again. I was right. I originally was right. I'm right. Let me get in on then. Oh my God. I am wrong. That sucks. Okay. You know what? Let me get in one more time. Oh God, I'm wrong again. Like, what the hell? Jesus. Okay. Look, it's higher highs. Okay. Let me long again. I knew I was wrong. Oh God, what's going on? And like when you are trading at the wrong spot, you get into that cycle of you were right all day long, but because you picked the wrong spot, you blew up your account. Okay. And so trying to trade at the right spot is crucial. Chasing direction is failure. Okay? Some of the time. Not all the time, but some of the time. Chasing direction here paid out. But how do you know which one to chase? Of the 4 opportunities, this one paid out, these 3 didn't. Because this is not the right spot to trade from. You need to bet that something's going to happen from somewhere. From is more important than what. Long, short doesn't matter, but from here matters more than you think, than anything. Okay? So the most important decision you make besides position size is where do you execute from? So what do you, like, Matt, what would you do here? Well, nothing. I don't have a high volume pivot there. I've got no evidence it's going to do anything. And anybody trading at this time, it's just sort of like taking a gamble. Which way is it going to go from here? Well, I have no clue, but I don't even have any proof that there's volume here. And there's no evidence I've got anything. Let me check my liquidity map. SPY, no man's land. There's nothing to play off of. QQQ, nothing to play off of. But by the end of the day, if QQQ starts to sell and NASDAQ starts to sell inside of here, I would buy dips from there again to bounce it right back up. So now I can say, well, let me just wait. Oh, it's moving. I'm just going to miss out on it. I'm fine. Whatever. Market starts to fall. I'm not like, oh, you know what? It's finally crashing. Let me short this. No, because I'm already planning to long right here and then long again right there and stop right there to bet that we either bounce there or bounce there. And then if I'm wrong small on each one of those. Imagine trying to long right here and then you stop right there. Nobody wants to do that. So instead of longing at the high, I'd rather afford missing out on a little bit of extra move, but get better setups on the way down. Hopefully, does that make sense to you guys? And you guys, when y'all watch my stream, you will always watch me execute my trades when I'm trading. But you'll see more importantly that I'm usually talking when I'm not trading to kind of teach y'all something because I'm not really doing anything. I don't want to do anything. That's basically it. You're here to see Pickle? Most people are. Okay, for aging CPI to go up. Yep, we have CPI tomorrow. Estimate is 2.7. Higher is bad, lower is good, but tariff price should show up an uptick. It likely should, right? Unless there's a delay, but you know, the CPI should be going up. I agree. How does max pain and options affect the price? I would say that it doesn't, and it's very subjective as to if you believe it does or doesn't. Max pain utilizes all options that exist. One of the key elements of what Rock Scooter differs from any kind of options analysis or gamma analysis is that we don't use every option. Max pain uses every option like it's meaningful. We only use options that we know will be hedged against. So I find max pain to be very biased by out of the money open interest, which applies no risk to the day-to-day market. Like what I'm saying is if you have a spectrum of price and your max pain is like right here, right? And you have, I just put up some numbers like 200 and 300. If I were to go out there and price was trading at 220 or something, if I were to go out there and spend $1 billion buying 300 calls to shift the max pain over, 300 is so far out of the way, you're not even near it. Nobody's hedging against it, but max pain would be shifted towards the higher open interest, which may not necessarily mean anything because out of the money open interest doesn't really even apply any pressure to the market. Its likelihood of expiring worthless is high, and therefore nobody's hedging on it. So it's not really applying any pressure to the market. So the max pain sometimes can be skewed because of that. You know what I mean? So like those options would expire completely worthless, but the max pain would like be shifted that way. So is it even real? It's more like an average of all the risk. But in reality, people are trading against options that are likely to close in the money or near the money based on delta. And something that far out of the money, the time decay alone will make that thing worthless. Especially the closer to the money that you are, the more sensitive you'll be to out of the money options on small changes in delta because or sorry, said that wrong. The opposite of what I said is true. The further out of the money you are, as time gets closer to expiration, you're even less sensitive the changes in delta. So the skewing effect is even worse because the stock can move 1 or 2% in the day, and max pain is locked in place because the theta loss is almost like that option is basically worthless. You're not anywhere close to the money, yet max pain is anchored way far closer to those options, and you're never going to dig out of the hole. But max pain says they're important, but they're just so far out of the money. Closer at expiration, it becomes even worse. Do you need Rocket Scooter platform to do the strategy? No, you don't. Rocket Scooter platform just shows you where volume pivots are and confluence with the stock market. Part of the strategy, betting strategy, and how to trade, like position size wise and risk management size is universal. Rocket Scooter platform is helpful if you're a volume pivot trader. Yeah, no more interesting levels today, unfortunately. Do you have to recalculate the levels? No, you don't. The levels stay the same all day. They don't move. Good question, though. This is kind of like a chill news day. So what I'm waiting for today, guys, is I'm just waiting for the market to... I'm waiting for this area as support and this area as support. For whatever reason, and again, I'm not going to take this bet, but for whatever reason... days like this, I always fear the last 2 hours sell off. Now it's not happening, which is good. But the last 2 hours, it's before VIX expiration. We ran it before CPI, and that's probably why we're locked in. But a lot of times, these kind of days, you know, they move up pre-CPI, and then they like tank midday, and then you trade them back up to here, and then they close somewhere in the middle. I've been waiting for that to happen all day so I can take a second entry on this, and I've just been missing out on this little like press up. Which this was a high volume pivot to long off of. I just was switching between the shows and I just decided not to take it. Can't see it. You guys are funny with your AI stuff. Wait, somebody posted something. Hold on, another. Let me see what y'all are. Y'all send me all kind of funny stuff.
$1,325. 25 points up from.
Oh, y'all are sending me the craziest stuff. Y'all are so funny on Twitter. It's been quite an incredible ride on this journey with Tradeify and with my funded and funded next. I mean, it's been really, really nice. Speaking of funded next, I think I'm close to payout, which is my 5th day on this one account. Let me double check. Oh. Cool. Very nice today. Very nice. Not today. Tomorrow. Tomorrow will be it. I hate when the trolls come in here and they make fun of you guys. I could take a little bit of beating. When people come here and call you guys losers, oh, that's not cool. This is all part of getting big. I found out as time has gone by. Getting big does have its consequences. Now people start to be jealous of others that get bigger. I didn't anticipate our stream growing so much. We used to have like 200 people watch it. Now we have 10,000 a day, and then another 8,000 on my funded TV. I get 18,000 eyes on me every day. It's a whole culture shock, and this all happened 4 months ago. So thank you guys for y'all's like support and stuff. That's really cool. But you're gonna see more weirdos. Obviously, it's the name of the game. But don't waste your time engaging them. We'll just remove their crap from chat. Your CQG connection would allow you to connect. You still sell features and data platform, only equities. So, Ro, you have to have a live brokerage account to connect to ours for the futures data. We don't sell the futures data so that you can get it more affordable. If you buy it from a broker, it's like $4 for top of book, usually. So the way that we did it so that you guys can get it cheaper than us having to get a license and redistributing it to you guys and selling it to you for 10 or 20 bucks is to open a brokerage account or have a brokerage account. Like an FCM, like AMP is what most people use. Edge Clear, anybody like that, Dorman Phillip. And then that account, you should get CQG credentials and then you log in here. If it's CQG through like Tradeovate, Tradeovate or CQG with TradingView and stuff, they're not compatible outside of that platform. So only real brokerage account. Yeah. I do. It's saying Rocket Scooter, the contact your FCM. Yeah, so basically what that means is who's your FCM, Ro? If it's NinjaTrader or Tradeovate, it doesn't work. Yep, because NinjaTrader and Tradeovate are assholes. I love them, but they're assholes. They decided to become the Apple of trading and they cut off their API to other developers. You can blame them for not allowing their shit to work anywhere else because they want you to buy their crappy platform instead of having trading freedom, which always bugs me because now they're attacking Top Step for not giving traders the freedom to choose which platform they use. And I'm a big fuck you to Tradeovate and Ninja for that bullshit, because this is exactly what happened a long time ago. I'm a big fan of Tradeovate. Rick Tomzik and I talked all the time. Brian Weiss talked all the time. All these guys, Ryan Hansen, I was close to that guy back in the day, way back in the day. They built that company. I was Tradeovate's 74th customer. Or 76, whatever it was. I was like one of the early adopters. My account number was 0074, 0072. Yo, what's up, Max? What's up, baby? But no, they don't. No, it's NinjaTrader. It's not that they're blocking you. They block everybody. They had a CQG connection, and then when they decided to like have platform superiority, they cut everyone off. So developers could no longer connect to Tradeovate with their platform unless you grandfather them or they cut you off. And they cut everybody off so they can merge with Ninja. And they wanted to use their platform only if you're using their brokerage. TradingView got lucky because they kept that pipeline open for the legacy CQG, but no one else can develop into it. So TradingView is the only third-party platform that can connect to Tradeovate right now. And developers like me were kicked out so they can force you to use their platform for their brokerage. But then now Top Step made their own platform, and they're like, well, we want people, traders, to be able to use other platforms. Give traders freedom to trade. And then they're the ones that created the fucking monopoly to begin with. What's up, motherfuckers? What's up, Max Options in the house? Brother, how you been, dude? Mr. Orb himself, Big Daddy Max. One of my favorite social media presences. I watch all his stories every night before I go to bed. Very, very, very much glad to see you here. But right, isn't that crazy? Tradeovate's like, oh, boo-hoo. Oh, Top Step is saying you have to use their platform and you can't use ours. Traders, you need the freedom to choose which platform you use. Really? Can you tell that to third-party platform developers like me who can't use Tradeovate's brokerage's accounts because you don't want them to use their platform either? It's more like you want platform monopoly and you're crying when you're losing. So, joke aside, Ninja and Tradeovate were just assholes because they wanted to get the highest dollar value for them to sell out their company, which is what they did when they sold to whoever the highest bidder just was. I forgot. Some crypto firm. And hopefully they open the doors. And if they do, you can connect your Tradeovate. Let me say Tradeovate or Ninja here. But until then, Kraken. Yeah, Kraken. But until then, they wanted to increase their platform sales so they can sell the highest bidder and the whole VC shit. And I get it. Nothing personal. And I love the guys over there. I love them to death, but they're assholes in the best way possible. And I say that because I love them. And I hope they open the doors and then they will be off my asshole list again. They're monopolistic, which I don't like. So it sucks because you guys have Trade-Evade and Ninja and you can't take it around anywhere. But if you have a Phillip or Dorman account, you can take it everywhere. Phillip account will work in Rhythmic Trader. It'll work in Sierra Charts. It'll work in Trading View. It'll work in Rocket Scooter. And so FCMs that don't have their own platforms are very cool. They just let you shop their account and take it anywhere, or buy their account, take it anywhere you go. Can you get a standalone data feed purchase for CQG? You can't. So CQG is just an API that connects a broker to a platform. So what you have to do is have a brokerage account just like you do. That's not Trade-Evade and not Ninja, because they're the dickheads in the group. So I have to tell people any broker, but those two will work. It's weird. And I hope they change. Found Rocket Scooter through Max. Max of the man. I know. I love Max, man. Crushed it today. Oh, yeah, it's a pretty good day. I think I was up like 13K and all my props. 2K of that was in my MyFunded Live, which was kind of nice. It was a pretty fun day. It was a good day. 13K. Thank you, sir. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. I've been on like this is like day 14 of a winning streak, which is crazy because I always get wobbly when I realize I've won a bunch in a row. I usually get wobbly and I usually make a stupid mistake, and now I'm starting to feel like, okay, I know I'm going to fuck this up. So I'm trying to get it out of my head. Like, let's forget that you had any kind of streak to begin with. Streaks are not real. It's all in your head. That's where I am right now. Is CQG with AMP? Yeah. So like AMP is usually what people do. So Ro, this is what people normally will do. They have a brokerage account that they use just for buying data. And then they'll put $100 into an AMP account and then connect AMP here. And you can trade that AMP account through Rocket Scooter. You can trade that AMP account anywhere. But then you now have futures data that you can take anywhere. So like, don't pay Trade-Evade, don't pay any of those people for futures data unless you're specifically using their platform. Instead, get a real FCM account, and then you can take that data to every platform that you trade with. So an example is my AMP account. I can log into TradingView with my AMP account. I can log into Rocket Scooter with my AMP account. I can log in anywhere with my AMP account, and my data goes with me. That's kind of the way that it's. Got a meeting. All right, later, brother. See you, man. Always good when Max subs in. What's up, Trades of Jesse? Probably shouldn't title your stream 15-day streak. Yeah, that is kind of like getting in my head. Streak, you can tell yourself, streaks aren't real. Streaks aren't real. Streaks aren't real. It's not a real thing. CME bundle, all CME markets, top of book. Yeah, $12, $10 is about what it's going to cost you. If we were to go out and become the vendor of record to buy data, this is why we don't like this. Then what happens is you buy the data and it only works with our platform because you buy it from us. You can't take our data anywhere else. And we'd have to charge you a whole lot more than the $12 for top of book you get with a broker. CME charges brokers less for your data because if you have a real brokerage account, that's what the CME group actually wants. If it's a paper account, they're going to charge you $75 per exchange for non-pro and $150 per exchange for pro, something like $150 a month for your NQ and ES data. So I promise you it's cumbersome, but I promise you we didn't design it that way. It'd be so easy if you can just buy data from us and it works with the platform, but it would be $75 a month and you guys don't want to deal with that. Instead, we give you the better option, which is get a real brokerage account. And because of that, you can trade in any platform with it, and including ours. And it's cheaper for you. It's kind of like, does everyone understand what I mean? Like I have my AMP account that if I want to log into TradingView and look at futures data on TradingView, I just log into AMP there. If I want to log into Rocket Scooter and look at my stuff here, I log into AMP here. I can take my AMP account anywhere I go. AMP is good for liquidity, right? So AMP is great. I've never had any problem. I mean, if you're looking to trade with it, that's different. I wouldn't say, you know, obviously for FCM purposes, AMP's one of the OGs that's been around for a while. I've never heard anybody having problems with it. It's definitely not illiquid. I don't think for 30 contracts it would be, but again, it's a really good FCM. It's $100 minimum deposit, commissions are low, and the FCMs are all very similar, right? So, I consider the big four I choose between are Phillip, Dorman, AMP, and Edge Clear. These are like the big four everybody plays with these days. Iron Beam and Cunningham are probably up there, top 6. You'd pay $75 a month for data through you. That'd be very nice. However, that money would go straight to the exchange. I wouldn't even see it. So it would like we'd have to apply a surcharge to even make our return on the data license, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to make you guys have to pay a big exchange fee. Yeah, but yeah, Row, not a big problem, but you could check it out and see if you like it. They're all pretty good, and I would say as far as liquidity goes, never had an issue with fills. My futures data has never froze or nothing since I've been using AMP. It's been pretty clean. Paying for Rocket Scooter include all the data? No, just like a platform, you have to buy data separately. You have to buy equities data to power your indicators, and buy futures data to power your futures indicators. So equities powers your equities data, powers your equities indicators like hedge pressures and stuff in the chart to show up on the screen. If you don't, you just get delayed data. That's free. And then if you want futures, then you got to get futures data from our broker. Yeah, futures is a good company. I love AMP. I've never had any problems with them. It's what you need. I mean, it's an FCM. It just fills your order. You know, your order gets filled, and customer service is decent. Adding MHP to your levels in the mornings, very cool. So right now, the futures, so you have monthly hedge pressure dynamic, which comes with the platform. If you saw this morning, we have a prototype that's converting this in real time to futures, and I just tested that on the test server today. It looks pretty cool. So we're gonna have our liquidity map from QQQ translated to futures for you guys in real time on a futures chart. So you don't even have to do the translations yourself anymore. And then we also have overnight dynamic estimated hedge pressures, which is the pivot on this chart here. And this is being done right now by another company. And this is, we got a third party building out this model for us on the back end so that we'll have the overnight dynamics. And this is currently done in our Discord. The bot spits out the numbers every night, but now, or I guess a week from now, that'll be automated too. So we're basically at the phase of automating all the last little tail ends of the manual stuff, which is kind of cool time to join. Is a $12 monthly, Sam says, see me bundle? Yeah, and you only need top a book. And I'll teach you guys, don't ever really buy level 2 data unless you use it for your strategy. Level 2 data is a waste of money for most day traders. You only need to, top a book is what you see on my screen, just the best bid and offer. That's all you really care about. Seeing the extra tiers, unless it's crucial to your strategy, it's not necessary. People think level 2 means something different with the candles. Historic candles are always provided with level 1 data feeds and best bid and offer. So when you buy level 1, you get the candles, you get the real-time updates, you get everything. Level 2 is just the depth of market in the book. And for most people, you will never need it. Yeah. You join Lifetime? Oh, cool, Tony. Awesome, brother. Awesome. Well, a new Lifetimer in the group. Yeah, thank you guys for supporting the platform and development. You know, we're really happy to continue to be making cool stuff for y'all, and I'm really enjoying this journey that we've had. This has been really fun. Let me check up on iDoc. She was feeling sick earlier. You always trade ES? Is there a reason to go for NQ? No, I trade whichever one usually looks better. And the way I determine which one looks better is either which one has the closest pivot nearby or which one has the stronger resilience numbers. What resilience numbers, which you'll learn in the bootcamp, is basically the stocks inside of that index. The way I usually go is the white number. Whichever white number is stronger is usually going to be the stronger of the two. They're relatively equal today, so if they're equal, then I usually will try to do NASDAQ or ES, doesn't matter, whichever one has the nearby pivot. If they both have the same pivots nearby, sometimes I'll do half of my accounts in S&P and half the accounts in NASDAQ just to spread the risk out a little bit in case NASDAQ overshoots and S&P doesn't. I know there's no real other than that is the reason I pick one or the two. Today, NASDAQ was hitting its pivot, so I was focusing on NQ. But even if I'm trading S&P, I'm still trading S&P off of NASDAQ's pivots, etc. I'll trade them all at the same time because they're going to move in like tandem with each other. Interestingly enough, AMP's top a book is $4. Yeah, it is $4, but there should be a fee that CQG adds that makes it like $14. I think with these brokers, when you get your CQG credentials for a white label, which means you want to take that broker data and shop it around, they add a $10 CQG surcharge to it, I think is what they add. I don't know if it's still there or not. I haven't really paid attention, but it's no more than $10 if I remember correctly. How else might I find a futures expert better than the starter plus? You're missing something. Expert doesn't have consistency rules on funded and eval. There's no consistency period. Starter plus has consistency rules on one of the two, which I always forget, which I get it backwards all the time. Let me look it up for you. Starter plus has consistency on eval side only. And by the way, I've got a little bit of inside scoop for you guys for a couple of prop firm stuff. You ready for some prop firm scoop? Funded Next is about to have a massive, massive sale in a week, just like they did the last time. Hint, hint. Okay, no one knows about it yet, but you guys know about it now. As in, too good to be true accounts. Again, they're doing it again. Second thing is that My Funded Futures is about to completely change all of their accounts, even the names. So I've been informed. I didn't tell you what it is yet, but Expert, Starter, Starter Plus, I think all that's going away for their whole new model, as I've been told, which is going to be even better. So some of the things they've talked about, which is like up to 5 accounts and things like that, is all coming out soon. Is there max payout with My Funded Futures? Yes, there is. Hopefully they actually honor the no DLL on accounts. Well, not that I'm saying that Funded Next is going to have no DLL, but in case they were having no DLL on their accounts in the next sale, they will honor all of them, including when you go funded. Yeah. Any issues that experienced last time were just technical issues because their system got overloaded. They fixed all that shit for this time. They're doing like a second chance sale. And you know why they're doing the second chance sale? Do you know why they might be doing the second chance sale? You want to know why? Because I told them to every day that they better do it to show you guys they fix everything. And I begged them and Brian begged them to bring it back. And so you can thank Brian, you can thank me for pushing for them to do an immediate sale again to kind of come on top of the other. And we pushed for it. And there's the daily crash. My browser always crashes at the same time every day. Now it's about an hour late today. Kind of nice. So we were like, you know, they had such a huge sale. It was so big. And then they just overwhelmed their staff and overwhelmed their system. And they made a bunch of changes, a bunch of rule changes. We've been working very close with these guys to revamp everything. And they got everything fixed up. You can now micro scalp up to 40% of your trades can be micro scalping now, right? What do they call it? 63 over here. So they were like asking us, like I had to sit down with the guys and they were like, what can we do to help kind of like restore faith? Because we had this big sale and then people were like getting funded. They couldn't get their funded accounts for like 2 or 3 days. And there was this kind of annoying KYC process. They got rid of all of that. They were like, what can we do? And we said, you got to get rid of that. You know, the US market is different than the Forex market. And they're learning the futures market and what we like. And so we're telling them, this is how things are done in US futures props. It's a little different than the Forex world. And they're ready to listen and they modify it. So they don't have an annoying KYC anymore. And now they're going to do it right. And then I told them, I said, you know, to really get it out there, you need another big ass awesome sale like you did before. And I finally got the word last night that a big ass awesome sale. They're like, we're going to finally do it. So you guys get ready. Hey, what's the max pay on the expert plan, you guys? Kaz is asking. Can you thank Tori? But I got to say, there's a couple of us that have been working very closely with that firm because they're really, really wanting to be, you know, like grounded with the community and what the community wants. So very applaud them for that. No, the micro scalping was for funded next. I'm not talking about my funded futures. What's the payout max for my funded expert? Somebody said they think it's 50K. Are the big sales launched to collect liquidity for payouts? You would think so, but I don't think that that's the case here. This big sale, just to be frank with you guys, I think is capturing market share. They just started a futures program. And so they've been big in the Forex world and they're doing very well. They actually are very, very well off. Trust me, I know this. But what they're trying to do is too good to be true sales to get market share. And this is how you enter like a saturated market. They got to show up and just basically give it away. And that's how they're trying to capture the market share. Expert has no minimum days to trade, 14 calendar days between payouts, has to be over the buffer. Yeah. But somebody's the max payout, right? What happens to the existing my funded futures accounts? Again, I don't have all the details, but as I'm saying, they're going to restructure everything. And from what I remember reading, they're going to change some of their plans, even the names. So whether I'm reading this wrong or right, let me go double check. I can't leak anything out. I gotta be careful with accidentally saying the wrong thing. So I can't share with you guys exactly what I know. But I'm just kind of teasing the idea that things are about to get a whole lot cooler at my funded futures. A whole lot cooler, so be ready for it. So Funded Next and my funded futures about to do some very cool stuff, both of them. I can't leak it yet. But nothing's going to change retroactively as far as I know. If you guys have something with them, they're not going to like... Trust me, nobody's going to have a bad experience with this. This is really good stuff coming out. So my funded futures expert account, 50K account, profit target is 4,000. So after you make the 4,000, move to sim funded, or what's next? This is a good question. The payout, let me go look at this really quick. These things I don't really know. Hold on. Let me go read the FAQ. Funded accounts. It's kind of managing your funded account. Let me see if I can find it. But we're going to be talking a lot about my funded, a lot about funded next week. There's a lot of really cool stuff they're doing. Let's just say they're adding a bunch of neat things. Just to give you a teaser. So y'all be excited about it if you're looking to go shopping and buy some prop accounts. There'll be some really cool stuff coming out. I can't tell you what it is yet. Hold on. I think somebody said it's 25,000 or 50,000. I'm not really sure what the actual but the actual payout cap is for my funded. It's not necessarily stated, and I think I remember them saying it's like 25. So for the expert account, whenever you make your profit target, you move to sim funded. Yep, that's it. That's it. Once you get your profit target and number of days and all that stuff, you're going to move to the next level. I thought you were asking about live. That's why I was looking up live. My internet slowed down for a little bit there. Hold on 1 second. Expert has no consistency rules, so you should be fine there. There's not a minimum number of trading days, right? For you just pass and you're done, right? My funded futures expert doesn't have minimum trading days. Does it? Is it like so many days you have to trade? I can't remember. Dude, I've got so many, I don't think there are, but I got so many prop accounts like jumbled up in my head right now. I have a hard time remembering all of them. I need to make myself a cheat sheet, to be honest. Is it 25K for the max? Okay, that's what I thought. How many funded accounts are allowed with my funded futures? Currently 3, I believe. But they have been teasing, and Matt has been teasing that that's going to go up to 5. So 25K is a soft cap. Okay, that's what I thought. Cool, cool. So is there a disparity on hedge pressure on SPY versus ES? Yeah, there is, Rose. So there's two different, good question. There's two different kinds of calculated hedge pressure. The ones you see on my futures chart are actually ones that are calculated the previous night for futures. And then if you, that's a clue for balance points. And then SPY has its own. I haven't translated SPYs over yet, simply because it's right here. But I really look good. So we use both of them for clues. SPY has its own hedging there. So converting to futures, it's actually there as well. I just didn't draw it, but this is where it is. And this is the one calculated at 9:30 in the morning. It's a pivot for SPY. The ones we calculate overnight are direct pivots for futures themselves. So when you put them side by side, they're both going to be pivots. So here's the futures one, and here's the SPY one converted to futures. That's why there's 2 here. There's no minimum trading days on expert. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, I feel like I know all these answers, but then whenever I go to think about it, like my brain just is like forgetting stuff. You're like bush brain. What's hedge pressure? It's the maximum gamma exposure of dealer options, separated from all the options that exist. So we basically have an algorithm that looks at all the orders that come through, and we determine if options belong to dealers or not through mathematics and other things. And then we filter out those, and then we calculate the maximum gamma exposure balance for now of all those options. And it basically just means high volume pivot. And it's high volume due to hedging. When you touch it, it will be high volume every time, because of the hedging. That's why we call it hedge pressure. Hedge pressure. There's hedging going on here. Hedging going on here. It's just delta hedging around this area. Around this area, at this area, you're going to see pressure, volume. At exactly 63.12. Or around it. 3 is about to go to 5. Yeah, it's about to go to 5. Time to nerd out on the prop firm cheat sheet. I really need to get like... Okay, hold on. So by the way, if you have not bought your 50% off My Funded Futures, if you've never used them, until the end of July, they have a sale where it's like one account is 50% off, and we only usually get 5. So if you guys use Rocket Scooter code and you get that, you should even just check out your first one. Get it while you can. The new sale they're going to do isn't going to be 50% off, I'll tell you that. But that one sale exists through the end of the month. All right, let me ask a question since I'm not going to drop. I'm smiling because I'm like I'm reading about the new. So here's what's cool about being in my boat right now. I actually am reading about my funded futures changes. The email in like triple emphasize, do not share this information yet. Tells me, and it's cool. It is very cool looking. So first and foremost, lock in an expert account. If you haven't bought it yet, get the expert account. Trust me on that. 50% off. You want to try it. The changes are very cool. And I want to know if you guys were to tell me, what would you change about my funded futures and why? Give me your wish list and let me see if they hit the nail on the head by, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but let me see if some of the things you want, they're changing. It's a list of changes, a big one. This is substantial. This is huge. Okay. So no DLL. There's no DLL already on the expert, right? No monthly fee. Fewer payout days. You want capped payouts or uncapped payouts? Eric. Fewer days to pay out. No monthly fee, consistency rules. So they don't have consistency rules in some of them, right? Fewer payout days, more capped payout, uncapped payout. Okay. Micro scalping experts. Okay. More contracts per account, less than 8 days on expert for payout. Okay. Platform X support. Oh, okay. Narrow down the account types. Okay. So uncapped payouts or bigger payout cap. And I'm reading what a lot of people are saying. So looks like uncapped payouts or bigger payout cap. Okay. Lower profit target. Okay. Micro or scaling plan better. Okay. Daily payout. Okay. Somebody wants straight to funded. Okay. End of the day drawdown at intraday. Well, the expert already has that, right? So they already have. So those of you that don't want consistency and want end of the day drawdown, the expert already has that. So that's already there. TPT payout structure would be huge, like payout every day. All right. So when I tell you this, guys, I'm going to tell you the moment that I get the green light, which again, this email, let me tell you how cool this is. Can I tell you something? This email is telling me that not everybody knows this. That's telling me only I know this and a few other people know this. So I'm going to race to be first to tell you. Stay glued to my stream. I will let you know the moment I can. And you will be the first to know. I'll be the first person on social media saying it. I'm going to race to be first. I already prepped my guys to be first to publish this when they say green light. And not everybody's going to know, so we're going to try to tell you guys first. Trust me when I say you want to be first in this. It's good. It's pretty good. Whatever the new adjustments are, the only for new accounts or for current accounts too. I'm going to say that let me give you that answer. The way that it looks and the way that I know at this company is that existing accounts will just stay the course. I'm sure it'll stay the course. If there's new changes, it'll probably just be for new accounts going forward. So whatever you're currently doing, you won't see any interruption. It'll be honored. Why first? Limited availability. Oh, let's see. What can I say? I can't say anymore. I will be on social media, Twitter. I'll be on my thing. But I'm just saying good changes, big changes are coming to two of my favorite firms. And they're good. Like, it's good stuff. And I love seeing when prop firms take things better. Whereas we've been watching other firms like Top One and others make rules worse and make it harder to pass. And like nobody likes that. It's good to see a healthy firm make rules that make it better for the users. Everything I'm reading is like very cool, very cool, very cool. It's like, how do you make a good thing better? I can't keep a secret. I can. I have to remind myself not to say things. But just I'm saying is if you guys are planning on doing some prop firm shopping, next week is going to be hot. The two of our favorite firms. There is currently no activation fee at my funded. There's not one. Should we get new accounts? No, you should get new accounts before the announcement. Yes. At least the 150%. You need to get one of the 50% off accounts. And because that's going to be what at least one. Now the thing is that yeah. Yeah. I'm just reading. Would you wait on MFU to grab an expert? I'm telling you, grab an expert now. I'm telling you, if you don't have your 50% off expert, grab it now. Rocket Scooter code, get your discount. Grab it now. You can get it anytime between now and the end of the month, but at least get one if you haven't got one yet. Okay, let me see if I can set this up. It's so fun, dude. It's like, as fun as this is, it's fun knowing stuff before it's going to happen, because I can get excited about it and I can share the excitement with you guys. And as much as I can't like tell you what's going on, it's like, at least I can help you guys by like, you know, don't go out there and go grab a bunch of Apex accounts or something this week or something different. You know, it's like, you might be wanting like, what I want to do some prop accounts. I'm telling you, like this next week, funded next, my funded futures. This is like, if you're like, I got a budget this month, wait a week. Okay. Just telling you. Both of those, I'm going to be shouting both of those all day long because they're both really good. Why expert versus starter plus? Expert 50% off. There's no consistency on either eval or prop side, eval or sim or funded side. That's why. You guys use Rocket Scooter code. Oh, love you guys. Rocket Scooter is the code, yeah. What firm for 50% off? Use code Rocket Scooter at My Funded Futures, and your first account is 50% off. The expert will make it just $100 after the code, which is the price of a starter plus, anyways. No DLL, no consistency rules. Really good. Are these changes coming this month? Oh yeah. This is correct. The discount will be more than 30% off for funded next. This is correct. I can't tell you anymore. But in return, you guys get to use our code. I can't say anymore. Don't slowly pull out of me. You guys suck. It's gonna be some big stuff coming. No more questions. But anyways, I'm just teasing you guys for something good stuff coming out. So to answer the exercise earlier with your wish list, I'm going to tell you that a lot of your wish list has been addressed. A lot of what you guys said has been addressed. So a lot of you, from what I read, are going to be very happy campers with MFFU. Can I write it down? Nope. My Funded Futures discount ends by the end. Let me hold on. Let's read what they said. By the end of the month. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun seeing prop firms like create. Let me see here. They said till the end of the month, so I'm assuming. Oh, July 31st at midnight is when it expires. And by the way, Tradeify right now has a 50% off. If you guys didn't know that it's 50% off one account at Tradeify as well. So if you guys want to do like the straight to funded and everything, Rocket Scooter gets you one account 50% off of Tradeify that expires at midnight tomorrow. So you got 1 day left on the Tradeifys. If you guys ever want to try their straight to funded, our code gives you 50% off for 1 more day. And then their 4th of July sale thing is over. Blinking code. What's something I just at least I'll tell you guys, like, you know, you might have like a couple grand you want to spend on prop firms or load up. It's like load up on those, just load up on those 2 in a week or so. You'll be glad you did. Take Profit, we love. Apex, you guys love. ETF, we love. Future Desk, we love, you know. But I think the hot topic in July is gonna be My Funded Futures. It's excitingly good. It's something to be excited about. Funded next, no deal again. Stop asking questions. What's the point of straight to funded? You skip the eval stage so that all your work immediately goes into building your account that gets paid out. Can I save the 50% off to use on their new release accounts that are coming up? That's what I was actually trying to look for to see. And I'm going to tell you, Chris, as I'm telling you, Chris, get the expert now. That's the hint for that question. That's the correct thing to do. Just get the expert. Should I get Tradeify or wait till next week for Funded Next MFFU? In all honesty, it just depends on what you like. Tradeify is straight to funded. Honestly, you can get one of each. Just depends on what you like to do. My Funded Futures is the no consistency, no DLL expert account. Tradeify straight to funded has consistency and has all that stuff, DLL in it for straight to funded. It just depends on which path you want to go. They're both good. They're both really good. And they both have one account 50% off. So it's like you can try one or try the other. It's just up to you. I trade both Tradeify and My Funded. That's like 2 of my favorites out there. I do both of them. Can Fat Matt tell you? Yeah, Fat Matt will tell you. Apex we do not love anymore. Somebody said. Don't the eval profits go towards building your account? They don't. No, eval just goes to passing to earn the second account. You use your 50% on starter. That powers, that's not gonna be a problem. That's not a problem at all. I promise. You guys are fine. With no DLL, how do you calculate position sizing? Give yourself 3 days to fail. That's what I do. Even with no DLL, I'll give myself 3 days to fail and 2 trades per day. So divide your total max loss by 3 if you want to do the 3 roll, 5 roll, whatever your roll is. If it's a $6,000 loss limit, then I lose 2,000 a day. If I do 2 trades a day, that's 1,000. So no DLL allows you to max into your total loss limit. Yeah, so what you do in eval starter new doesn't count towards your actual total balance. Eval, usually once you get to your target, it's all thrown away and you start over and funded. So a lot of times eval isn't rewarded, you know. It's just it's like the testing phase. Apex has 20 accounts, unlimited payout. Everything else is nothing special. Price isn't super competitive anymore. It's not, and that the activation fee Apex got extremely expensive, and then they're being very subjective on payouts and stuff, and just kind of like cracking down a little bit. And it's trailing drawdown, which is kind of like most people that used to use Apex have completely like hard shifted to take profit. That's why take profit is like the new king of that world. The trailing drawdown account types. Apex, like our Apex has gone like this, and our take profit has gone like this. People are just like hard shifted over. Do I take a short from this level? No. Nope. Nothing short. I mean, this is the place to make a bet from. Long or short, it won't matter. I don't have good odds to short from here, though, so I'm not taking one. Dang, it's 2:15 already. Where has the day gone, guys? I mean, it's such a huge stream today. I really appreciate you guys coming here and being here and hanging out all day. Our streams are getting like bigger every day. It's so crazy. Wow. Let's see if iDoc's doing okay. What do we got here? All right, guys, we finishing the day, long or short? What do y'all think? All right, wait, how we go? So starter new is saying if you pass an eval, you just withdraw your profits. No. An eval is just a sim trading step that's a test. You pass the eval, then you just pass the eval, and then you get moved to a whole new account and you start all over. It gets funded. VIX is inching up. We will have VIXpiration mechanics tonight and tomorrow leading into VIX expiration, which is Wednesday morning. Yeah. The eval just doesn't count. It's just a testing phase. Yeah. Doesn't count towards anything. Not in any of these firms. We'd love to see a sell-off, dude. I'd love to see a sell-off too, man. And grab that dip. That'd be so nice. Evals don't, yeah, evaluation, it's just a test. They don't pay. That's correct. Yeah. That's noted. It's like part of the process. A prop firm is testing you to see if you are good enough to get funded. And then once you pass, then you go to the next phase. Yeah. They don't pay. ETF, you keep your total. I don't understand what you guys are saying. On the eval side, it's just an eval. It's not funded yet. The phases are eval, funded, and then live. Yeah, for the most part, they're all the same. Unless a company specifically gives you some kind of performance, like Funded X gives you a performance bonus based on your eval, but that's the first I've heard of it. Most firms, once you pass eval, it's just congratulations, you passed, time to move you on to the next phase, and then you start over with a brand new account with no profits, nothing. Bolinox, I've never used them, but everybody that uses them says amazing things about them. So Bolinox is one that doesn't sound bad from what other people said. I just never used them. I think that the community that uses Bolinox loves Bolinox. And I think we might have a code for them, but I'm not really sure. I don't think we do. What's the best platform for beginners? What do you mean best platform? Like trading platform or prop firm account platform? What happens? They said they move you to live. You use your multiple accounts. Why would you do multiple accounts if someone is good enough to go live? For like a higher probability of going live. And if you're good enough to go live, like why would you use multiple accounts, right? It's a good question. When they move you to live, usually there's each firm again is somewhat different. There has different parameters. Usually when they move you to live, it looks like Trump is saying something maybe. Get some movement here. What's going on with that? Candle just kind of came and ripped out of nowhere. All right, somebody check Truth Social for me. Biggie little dip. Wait a minute. How come that isn't in NASDAQ? That just must be like a weird late report in S&P. That didn't happen in NASDAQ. That's not. No, that's just the platform. Okay, that wasn't a NASDAQ thing. Oh, never mind. That giant red candle in NASDAQ. Well, there was movement, but I guess it wasn't as substantial in NASDAQ as the S&Ps. Okie dokie. Just much smaller in NASDAQ. Traded by discount code is worth 50% off one account. So when you go live, there's always a like protocol. And when you go live is where you want to be, because when you're live, you get all the benefits of a real account. You're just doing profit split at that point, and the taxes are better, and you're not having to worry about crazy eval rules. Usually when you go live, there's no consistency anymore, none of that. You're just straight trading a futures account. You got to keep it live. The goal is to go live because then somebody hands you free money to trade with, real money in a real brokerage account. It's no more sim anything. It's real at that point. You lose your multiple accounts. Yeah, like when you go live, you get one account. Like when I went live with my funded, I got shifted to one account. You're not worrying about the payouts. Are like, you might think like, well, I can make better payouts here than live. But when you get payouts, remember, they're taxed at the highest tax bracket you're in, right? It adds to it. So you're at 37%. You're taxed maximum on that money, minus the profit split, minus the fees and all that stuff you pay with it. You're bringing home less than half of what you paid out at the end of the day. With futures, your 60-40 rule, you're paying like 20% tax and maybe a profit split, if that. So it's not really that big of a deal to really switch. You want to go live. You don't want to trade in props forever. You want to get money and then go live. That's really the goal. Somebody dropped 1,000 contracts in ES. Oh, yeah. Is there a limit on scaling on which one? How many contracts can you do in live? Oh, for that question? Yeah, there's usually a limit on how much you can go live, and there's usually a daily loss limit. These are the rules. But what that does is it preserves your live account such that you can be successful. Like you physically can't go blow your live account up in the first day. Daily loss limit as a such where you get like many chances to go on like a losing streak out the door and still survive. So they're very good. The two live accounts I had have been both the same. They've had a contract maximum that you can do, and then daily loss limit. Those are the only rules. Like you can do any kind of trading, scalping, micro scalping. That they don't care about that at that point. Y'all are making money together once you go live. In the prop space, you're making money against the firm. They care about you cheating them. But in the trading world, they don't give a shit what you do. So those are usually the only 2 rules you get. Market has been flat for the last 3 hours. Oh yeah. So when you go live with the prop firm, however many contracts you get, it just depends. Each prop firm is usually negotiable. And it's also how good you are. If you're really good, they'll give you more. They'll give you more leniency. They'll give you bigger contracts and more balance. If you're not as proven and you go live, you might get something smaller. And it's all kind of relative. Any difference in getting filled? No, it's a real account at that point. How many accounts do I trade every day? I trade 9 accounts, and I trade them usually individually. I've got 5 Tradeifys, 1 my funded, and 3 funded next. I trade them all individually, and I basically lump them together. Like if I hit a target, I might long in 2 or 3 of the accounts. And then if I hit another target, I might long in a few more. I split up the risk and try to get to profit target every day with each account, which is about 1 to 2,000 per account. Eddie, come tomorrow morning, and it's easier when I'm actually doing it that you can watch it. Like today, for instance, at the start of the day, I was trading NASDAQ. And at the start of the day, I longed with like three of my accounts, I think, and we fell to there. I stopped out on 2 of them, and then 3 of them, and then I longed all the rest of the accounts from there. So some of them made a loss, some of them made profit. The ones that took a loss, I jumped back in. I just kind of cycle through them to split up my risk. If I have 2 strong pivots nearby, I'll always divide my accounts up between the 2 of them. Yeah, definitely worth paying for straight to funded if you're confident, somebody said. Yep, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quickie little break. Don't go anywhere. That's a good idea. Somebody said, think of the evals your interview. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I finally beat Elden Ring this weekend I did like 100% completionist run too. So I did the whole game. And then I immediately started Shadow of Erdtree without even hesitating. And dude, it is so hard. It's like in the 3 or 4 years difference between the games, they made the bosses so much harder. And I'm loving it. Shadow's cool. You're about to finally beat Ragnarok? Ragnarok's a really good game. What ending did I choose? I didn't. I chose the fire thing where I basically like sacrificed myself and I become like the Lord of Fire, the one that just burns everything down. Probably not the coolest ending, but what's it called? The fire flame or whatever. Fire frenzy. The Lord of Frenzied Flame. That's the one I did. No, it's like the one that is like point of no return. It's like basically you don't become the Elden Lord where you just kind of like take over as the new Elden Lord. You basically just throw your body into the furnace and then you burn everything, including the world. Yeah. The head made of fire. Yeah. I didn't know that that's I forgot about picking multiple endings as I was playing. I just accidentally did the thing that triggers that as the point of no return. There was one thing you could do to untrigger it, and I was like, whatever, I'll just stay the course. And then I just watched all the endings on YouTube just to see which one happened. But it's not the normal ending people choose, but it was kind of fun just to be like, fuck it, let's just burn everything down. So spoilers, but it's pretty cool. It's a fun game. I liked it. But now I got Shadow to play, and Shadow was like just, it's really cool looking, and it's like hard right out the door. The first boss, this isn't even just the first boss, like a tiny little fight I thought would be nothing. Took me like 20 tries to get the timing down. I was like, okay, they definitely increased the difficulty on this. Bulls on bottom, does that mean it'll go below 90%? Okay, so I'm sorry, this is a, right. So let me tell you the stats of this and what these actually mean. These are just my notes to myself. Normally, when you open in a bear zone, you close in a bear zone 90% of the time. Ideal conditions, which we do have. It's rarer. Again, it doesn't mean that we're betting against the bull market, though. It's because we've broken into bull territory that I'm holding off in case it tries to make its way back down to here. So I can long one more time. It's when you open in a bear zone, it's more comfortable staying put. It's rare without news to break bullish and keep going, which is why I'm staying out so that 90% of days do still stay down here. So I keep in the back of my mind and say, I don't ever short against the bull market. Let it stay bullish. But I am out of the way in case it dips back down. I'm using that probability to tell me it's likely that it can dip back down, which it's doing right now. And then I can wait for the setup one more time. So it's a note to myself that reminds me that the market is uncomfortable up here, but I still don't short it because I don't short against the bull market. Instead, on the small, like on the probability that it does sell off again, another bull entry. You created a Matt Hulk bodybuilder video on Discord. Wait, where's this thing at? I gotta see this, dude. Hold up. I gotta see this. Look. Where'd you put it? Is it in the song? Wait, where'd you put it? Late buying a dip would be nice. That'd be really nice. I realize the memory leak that I experience is not my own platform. It's actually Ninja Tradeabate that crashes, and it crashes everything with it. It crashes all my browser tabs. Feels like market's gonna sell off, don't it? Feels like it. Don't bet on it though. Is 100% trade evade happens twice a day to you? That's when I was like, because in the middle, all my browsers just die. Like all my tabs freeze. The YouTube freezes and it takes a dip. Like whatever happens, it's like it just crashes and I got to reset it. I'm glad to see I'm not the only person. What do I want to do now? I take the bulls on bottom tab if we get it. Do we blast off and long from here? What does this market do to finish out the day? What do you guys think? What do y'all think? I still say we probably close higher, but man, I would love a nice little dip to buy though. This has been the same mentality I've had for quite a while. Just like taking my bull run, letting it pull back, trying one more time. It's way too close to market close for me to really care to do anything. I wouldn't be putting too much faith into a dip. I wanted to see a dip for like 2 hours so I can long. I don't think there's anything I'm going to be able to buy on in the next 25 minutes. Probably nothing. Boring day, I know. But you guys come to the stream in the mornings. It's always more exciting when the trade opportunities are there. Out the door, it's a very educational experience watching me man my trades. Hopefully you guys learn a little bit. But we'd love to have you come stop by, of course, if you're from MyFunded, come by here in the mornings and say hey. Back to here. Man, oh man. You guys are looking for shorts. With 20 minutes left, let's see if we get anything good. I need to like get the boot camp today, guys. So don't forget, market close. I'll do boot camp. I'm gonna have I got the contractors coming over, the ones that are designing my movie theater wall. They'll be here probably at the end of boot camp. So a busy day today. What stock is this? This is NASDAQ futures, so the index. You're jumping in at 26. That's your magic number. Okay. I like it. All right, the market does feel a little top heavy-ish here, but I'm not touching it. All right. I think we go down by the end of the day. I'm feeling it. Not down too far, but down from here. I'm feeling it. Not that I'm wrong, right or wrong. I have no evidence for that. Other than I'm just guessing. The market's not leaning towards down. Everything looks solid. I have no indication it's coming down. Just feeling it. But I'm probably wrong. How am I buying orders on multiple accounts? Copy trader and make individual purchases on each account, T. Lewis. I've got multiple DOMs and browsers open, and I grab them all one at a time. I'm click, 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 click. It's not only trade for you. Oh, okay. Volume node here, LTF at 30.019. Okay, okay. Yeah, quickie little dip to that probably. Huge congrats to Matt, off to school now. Hey, JOI, thank you. Let me remind myself tomorrow. We'll start. This is a boot camp number 12. We'll start doing seats for the next boot camp starting tomorrow because we're over halfway through this one. Thank you for your donation. That's 10 boot camps. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I'll donate 150 on top of that to getting 10 people boot camp seats. Thank you, buddy, for the dono. Members paying it forward. Thank you, thank you. My trading station looks like I'm about to blast in hyperspace. It is kind of like mission control over here. So remind me tomorrow, we're going to do 10 boot camp donations tomorrow. Remind me. Got a note in my screen here. $7.14. Our members, kind of a tradition here is our members, they go through the program, buy the program for new people. This is what they have been doing. And it totally blows my mind that in the world of prop trading gurus, bullshit out there, there's a million people trying to sell something and everybody's like, this person's a scam, that person's a scam, this person's this. And to be the community that former members or current members buy the program for strangers makes me more proud than anything I've ever done in my entire life. Like imagine leaving a restaurant and you had such a good time. You grab a random person at the door and says, hey, let me buy your dinner. Right? What a cool feeling to be a chef at that restaurant. So with all the garbage out there that there is, it really makes me happy to see members telling strangers, no, look, you need to come here. Like stopping people on the road. Come eat here. I'll buy it for you. You got to see this. So the videos of the boot camp, it's the ones that are in the Discord or on the website are the videos. So you can watch the pre-recorded sessions and they're from past boot camp. So it's the same content. If you can't come to the live, you can't come to the live, but the live is just us going over the video together and answering questions. Unfortunately, that portion is live. It's like a live stream. You're either there or you're not. We don't record the recording of the recording. Then it gets a little weird to watch a recording of us watching recording of us watching recording. If we do every single session, it would be like Mattception there. If you camp on my porch, should I pay you to leave? Yeah, I probably would. Well, no, I don't know. I'd pay you to come in and like, maybe we can play Call of Duty or something, and then you can leave. I wouldn't kick you out immediately. We'd have to hang out for a little bit. All right, 15 minutes left to go. Do we get some fleshy candles to close out the day? I hope we do. We have expiration and CPI, right? CPI is tomorrow, right? And tomorrow, Tuesday. Probably not flush that hard today, but probably sell overnight. CPI expectation of forecast for Chorus 3 over 2.8 last time, and then CPI year over year forecast is 2.6 on a 2.4. Clearly forecast expectations to go higher. With the tariffs in place, I think we might actually also miss a 2.6. We might come in at 2.7, maybe higher. That's what I believe it's probably going to happen. So I think after today's market closes, I think overnight we might start selling into CPI, because I think the forecast, as somebody said earlier, they believe that 2.6 is underestimating what the CPI is going to be with the tariffs. And I tend to believe that that's probably correct as well. I think 2.6 is a little conservative towards what it would actually be. I think realistically we could see a 2.7 and 2.8. Yeah, it's expected, like the expectation is supposed, the forecast is higher than the last reading, which is 2.4, but I think it's going to go even higher. I think it's not effectively priced in what the tariffs can be. And again, we haven't been above 3 since the beginning of the year. We've been coming down, but I think we can get like a 2.8. You know, I think it can get that high. The tariff impact has not been revealed, or it's not been showing itself in the CPI data. It's about time that it does, you know? So the year over year average is keeping it low because it's a year over year. It's a difference between the year. It's not the actual number that it is. So, you know, you're going to start seeing the year over year number go up because the current actual inflation is very high relative to a year ago. Here's that closing dip. Let's roll it. We got MOC in 4 minutes. Glasses on, baby. Time to roll. MOC in 4 minutes at the 50, right? 10 minutes for market close. We're going to see some movement here. Boy, it'd be awesome to see us tapping that 23,001 though. I don't know. What do you guys think we do? We buying, we selling, market rallying, market selling off. That was the dip. And it's crazy to see, even though the possibility of a higher CPI, the market doesn't even care. This squeezy short squeeze market don't even care, which is the craziest part. Up or down? I think we push up to maybe the 050 level. We'll see. I think that this is the key like pivoting area. And so in close, we end up maybe like to there. And then maybe do this. Like, I know I'm just being a little optimistic on this bull market here, but I do think CPI is going to need to price in lower. That's just me. Rallying 2 days before CPI and 2 days for expiration. I mean, a day before CPI and 2 days for expiration is a little much, squeezing people out before the fall, giving the market room to fall, which is pretty normal. So we might not sell off today. I think we hit the 50 level again, but we'll see. Futures desk accounts are straight to funded. Yeah, I think they go straight to live actually. Futures desk doesn't have a sim funded step. I think that's the way that works. All right, 2 minutes until the awesomeness. Two more minutes and I'm bored. Nothing to do. 1 more minute until we rip, until we roll. I would say I think we'll end up down here. Now that's just me, but we'll see. Watch that big green candle come out there. Right at the 50. Don't think we're selling out, but we'll see. I'm surprised people aren't like selling into CPI. That's the one part I'm thinking about. That was kind of boring. 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 The initial load was a sell. That movement was pretty gnarly. No, that's what I thought we would get. About the 50 level. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get the sell off anymore. 50. That's it. And then let me draw a little bit better. Again, I have no reason to believe this. I'm just guessing. I just figured we would close closer to here to finish off the day. I thought that's where it would be. So I was expecting maybe a test to this equilibrium before it fell. But that selling pressure is pretty nasty. I think the initial dump was to the sell side, which was cool. Now I'll see if people are buying the dip here. Probably not before CPI. We actually might sell off. So on a tick chart, like the initial load right on MOC was dumping. So looks like the equilibrium is actually lower than the 50 level, which is cool. We might actually get lower. We'll see. All right, market, show us something cool. Let's skirt right in at that 23,000 level. Yeah, kind of wimpy, not too crazy, but the selling pressure was to dump. I think there's a little bit of pre-CPI profit taking, but we are holding the low here. This might actually hold on. We'll see. Nobody's dumping. Let's watch S&P really quick. Tick chart here. Yep. Almost no activity. Market's barely doing anything. I'm surprised to see people actually... well, I guess right now it's just the noise of close. People aren't actually... Nothing's really moving in the close. Everything else is pretty solid. Like, essentially just hanging in there. Hanging in there. So the futures are probably not going to move if the stocks aren't moving. But my guess are we'll probably pull off a little bit from the high. We'll just see. We'll just see if we get anything cool. I thought we go to 50 at least, but maybe not. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-bum. Big green candle, come out of nowhere. Squeeze it higher. Let's see. For whatever it's worth, I just feel at the end of today, tonight we gap down and trade down. I don't know why, I just feel it, but I think the CPI is a little more worrisome than people are giving credit to. I could be wrong too. Maybe people could just shrug off the CPI like they don't even care anymore. Market too bullish for CPI to matter. Well, no sell-off today. It's all armed and ready to grab some dips, though. Maybe we'll hit that 50 level. That's what I was thinking we would get to. 50. I was actually hoping we would see that earlier today, but we'll see. I just feel like it should be much lower than sitting at all-time highs with a crazy CPI. It might be tonight where we see the movement. One of those days where the market just gap, like we tried to gap down yesterday, right? And the market traded back up. I gotta think that leading to CPI, people are just gonna like be dumping this. So we might get some lower lows, but I don't think I'm gonna do any long trading tonight. I think I'm just gonna sit out and chill and let this market just figure itself out. Now on that note, let's get ready for boot camp. You guys for hanging out with us all day today. As always, this has been fun. 5 minutes left on market. I don't think we're getting a big sell-off, but I don't think we're getting a big rally either. Nothing today. Boring close. I'm just loving this bull market, man. It has been so nice and tidy. I'm like gonna have to untrain my brain the long at open mentality at some point, but it's just been like long at open, long at open, long at open. That has been so fun. I'm getting cold now. Let's see what we got. Let's see, get us trying to sell a little bit here. Oh, let's see if we can get us out of here. Ooh, 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 Well, guys, I'm like anything cool is going to happen. I'm going to get out of here, get ready for boot camp, but we'll close out the market or close out the stream now. Really appreciate you guys being here, of course, and I'm probably just going to call it a day. Nothing exciting happening, so I'm going to get ready for boot camp, and I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. Everybody head over to the Discord. The boot camp link will be posted there, and we'll see you all later.